itself to a terroristic group. Like, that's like, what? Aim high, man. Like, don't try and clear the, well, they did it too, and where they is a terrorist group. You know, aim higher, man. Like, you could do better. Or if you don't want to aim high, then just don't say that you're the leader, beacon of democracy in the Middle East, which is the thing I keep hearing from Israelis and from Israeli leadership.
I get that. By the way, I need to go in a second because my wife has called me 10 times, and I need to make sure I'm emergency.
Yesterday was Valentine's Day. Don't ruin the momentum.
But I go back to aim higher as well. I get what you're saying, and frankly, I did acknowledge something a second ago. That's what you called it a breakthrough. And you did too. But the key thing is that I still go back to the point. You have hostages. So whether it's a country or a terrorist group or your grandmother up the road, it is your responsibility to do everything in your power to bring them home. And we can talk about scenarios. Can you imagine a scenario, pick a country, any country in the world, doesn't have to be Israel, where something happened similar to October 7th, and the government's response was nothing. Or we're not going to try and get them back, or we'll pay off these guys, which, by the way, in the U.S., that was not a viable option.
But the U.S. does do that, though.
Maybe it does, but it's stated goal. They say, you're not negotiating with terrorists.
They can directly talk to Hamas.
Well, and that is true, because that's a back channel. But the point is that from a political position, you do not want to be the guys that said, they stole a shitload of our people, and we let them do it. And I don't think that's unique to Israel.
No, it's not. No,
any other government, if that happened to them, and
I'll make this easy for you. Yeah. I wasn't one of those ones that was surprised how Israel responded. I was like you. I'm like, they are what they say they are, right? When it comes to military use, right? So, and it was, they were forced to, they were definitely forced to respond militarily, right? There's no debate there. Like, it'd be completely irrational to say, well, maybe they'll just hold peace talks. No. They're going to respond. They're going to respond with force. And they were baited into it. Now, what I was a little surprised at was how fast and loose Israeli officials were with genocidal statements. I mean, that was shocking to me, actually. What I was a little surprised at was the insistent, intentional starvation policy. I mean, they literally waited till people looked like skin and bones. I mean, that's just crazy to me. And it's a good reminder that even in 2026, we can go back to our savage ways, you know? That just shocked. And I was equally shocked at the savagery that Hamas conducted. I was disgusted by it. I was shocked.
Hamas are a resistance group. I don't give a shit what Zionists have to say. Everybody is entitled to fucking opinion. Hamas are a resistant organization. If Hamas did not exist, you would have filth like Mark, Kula, fucking shit.
Hi, my name's Amos, and I'm retarded.
I wanna die fuck your wife, bitch. Oh shit,
I gotta go call my wife. Shade for what it worth, I think it's very constructive conversation.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
It's been constructive because you heard what you wanted.
Die fuck your wife.
I'll see you later, guys.
Okay.
Bye, Mark. Take care.
I'll die, bitch.
Okay. So here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
Every thing or two things? Many things.
Multiple things.
Thousands of things. Okay, you guys want to get cussed out?
No. Go ahead.
It's okay. Little bit cursing is okay.
Like Sex Edward,
I'll use the Edward as an shield.
Particularly. That's all.
No, I'm with Prince here. Go ahead, Prince.
Okay, go ahead. Carry on. Every asshole on the block wants to assess the situation from their own biases, paradigms, and flaws. Number one, and I've said this in the past, it is yet to be determined why October 7th happened. was the thinking and what were the information obtained by Hamas to take such a decision. Number two, whether or not October 7th is a good or a bad thing for the Palestinian people. Things are measured by their outcomes, and these outcomes are yet to be determined. Pragmatically speaking, aside from emotions and everything that has occurred, it is not the case. We don't know if they knew what they were getting into. We don't know if they had to do despite what they're getting. But all of this will be uncovered with time. And nobody ever tells a person who is defending himself, why did you do it? You escalated the situation. It's called self-defense for a reason, and October 7th was an act of self-defense, not an act of aggression. Because there is an occupation, and there is a siege. But everybody
is so clear. No, I'm just saying, Mike is so clear, like loud and crispy clear. Go on, go.
I'm done.
If, and I think Edward would probably agree with this question, but if Mark is using that argument about wouldn't any country respond to having hostages with whatever kind of actions, the same argument the other way around, because weren't there Palestinian? What's the difference between the October 7th hostages and the Palestinian hostages that were
He's not here.
before October 7th, right?
He's not here.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
What, Sheikh left?
Why wouldn't you respond that way?
I'm here.
I think she was.
Still shaking. But Prince, to finish, we were maniacking with you. Sorry. I'll respond to that.
In 1982, Israel invaded Lebanon and remains in Lebanon because a dumb bitch ambassador was assassinated in London. Does anybody believe that the assassination of a single individual warrants the invasion of an entire country and the slaughter of over 25,000 people in the year 1982 alone?
So this dumb person, she was Israeli ambassador, right, Prince?
Yeah. If I want to count the casualties post 1982, pretty sure we'll go up to the 70 and 80,000 Lebanese, Palestinians, and Syrians who were killed in Lebanon. Does the assassination of an individual warrant an invasion of an entire country? It doesn't. Which means one thing. Based on that scenario, we run a comparative analysis of the behavior of Israel. We know that on October 7th, even though it was minute, it would have exacted the same odds. Because these responses, the way Israel reacted on October 7th and the way Israel reacted in 1982 was not by sheer coincidence. It was premeditated. It was pre-planned. They didn't wake up on October 7th, saw the footages, and then decided to put up ramp up a bunch of plans. No, they have a bank of targets. They know what they're going to target. They have plans of invasion. They have all this crap. And between 1980 and 1982, there weren't major clashes between the Palestinian and Lebanese resistance against the Israelis, aside from that assassination that happened in London. But Yasser Arafat back then said it when the Israelis signed a ceasefire for the first time, recognizing the PLO as a legitimate organization after what was called then the Cannon War, Harb al-Madfa'iyya. He said said the Israelis are going to invade Lebanon 2 years before the assassination of the ambassador, which is used as an excuse. But is that really an excuse that anybody would reasonably grasp? Killing one individual warrants an invasion of an entire country? No. And even if the ambassador was not killed, is it really difficult for them to cause a false flag attack? And if October 7th didn't happen, but we know that what we're seeing is what they wanted to happen, is it difficult for them to cause a false flag attack on Gaza and do it?
No, very easy.
Then everybody needs to shut the fuck up and not
especially after they gave them $1 billion.
About the brave men sacrificing not only themselves but also their families in the process for honor when you have no honor.
Look, I agree the time will tell, right? I agree.
But Sheikh,
Sorry, what was your question?
instead of sort of coming to that kind of agreeing that Hamas did something wrong, why wouldn't you use the argument that there were Palestinian hostages before October 7th? So to say that, wouldn't any country respond by this way if they had hostages? Like, can you use the same argument about the Palestinians?
No. Because I like to draw red lines. You know, there's certain lines that that cannot be crossed, and some of it has to do with my background. Like, for example, when Palestinian militia came up to my village in Lebanon and murdered my cousins and killed their parents and made the kids watch and then killed the kids and then burned the house on top of them. I wouldn't in any way, shape, or form want any Christian militia to extract the same kind of thing. There are red lines, okay? And the red line was crossed. And I'm not saying it was crossed by all members of Hamas. I mean, there were 1,200, 1,400 people that crossed that border, whatever the number was. But certainly, many red lines were crossed. If they conducted a strictly military operation, I would have still said it was a mistake. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I mean, I believe in drawing red lines on certain things. Because it's a very, very dark place you go when you kind of let everything be in a relative moral framing. It's very dark.
About you mentioned genocidal. How is Hamas October 7th genocidal, or was that where you're referring to say that Hamas was genocidal or had genocidal intent?
Yeah, I mean, they've cleared their officials like you know. I need to be consistent in my position, so, you know, I don't want to take a weak position that says that, a group that's made genocidal statements hasn't. And the main reason I do that, number one, it's the honest truth that you know, if you want to counter and say that there are no genocidal statements made by Hamas, you know, we can dig into that. But that's the main reason. But the second reason is, I want the focus to be on the so-called nation that has so-called democracy and so-called rule of law and so-called most moral army in the world. I don't want the focus to be on Hamas. I want the focus to be on them. Because Hamas isn't walking around saying they're the most moral militia in the world. They admit they're terrorist groups. In a sense, you actually appreciate. I have to be very careful here, but in a sense, that particular sentiment is actually more honest. To be honest, doesn't make it right, but it's more honest.
But they don't.
Sorry, Prince. Sheikh, with all due respect, this narrative that Israel has been put
forward, through the Western mass media last 70 years or so. It's just pure and utter fake. It's false. And even acknowledging it is incorrect in my opinion. And that's just my opinion.
Which narrative?
This narrative that they claim that they are the only democracy in the Middle East, they are the most moral army in the...
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. I'm not acknowledging it.
No, my point is, and I'll say this again with all due respect, to acknowledge it is to give them an advantage. I don't think we should
I didn't acknowledge it, Hassan. I'm not mocking it.
No, I'm saying to actually base your debate and argument based on their narrative is wrong. That's just what I'm saying.
Why?
Again,
Why?
with all due respect,
No, but why?
understand what you're saying.
I think you misunderstood me, and I don't know if we have time to dive into the misunderstanding. I mean, we can.
شيخ عم تصوم؟
ليه بدي صوم؟
الله
ولا من يكي؟ ليه؟
لا تلانتكم
I want to...
هلا الاسبوع الجاي بكره رح نبلش.
طيب نلحق حالنا الليلة.
لحق حالك اليوم كل اللحمه بالبراد خلاص.
خيي بدنيك اختل بالراد. خيي بدنيك اختل بالراد.
يلا نيجي نفطر انا شو راح
من بعد ما انا بخلص بالبراد ما بعرفش رح يكون براد خيي. رح يكون والله شو
I want to know what are the genocidal statements made by Hamas.
I don't want to look them up, bro. Then you got the browser history. Next thing you know, I'm getting a knock on my door. Don't do that to me.
No, but by the way, they don't call themselves.
I incognito mode. Like,
Can the same be
I don't
said-
have NordVPN, bro.
Can the same be said about the rhetoric coming out of the PFLP during its height? At its height, can the same be said that they were genocidal?
I'd have to study what they said.
Look, if you're gonna look into the sentiments of these factions, back then,
Yeah, it's probably the
trust
case,
me,
yeah.
it's more extreme.
Yeah, it's probably the case.
And they were, I wouldn't categorize them as being genocidal, either one of those groups. Because the rhetoric is geared towards the state as a structure and its compliances, such as the IDF.
I believe Hamas.
No. Hold on. No. The FLP targeted Jews in Europe. Zionist Jews in Europe that were not Israeli.
But you're kind of making the same.
But that doesn't mean they were genocidal.
But Prince, هلا خلينا نبلش في المنيكي a little bit, okay?
No.
No, but I تفهم. No, how I was debating Mark. You have to pay attention.
No, I wasn't here for that. So
Okay.
What's that?
So I knew he was going to try and take the position once I cornered him that he was going to try and find quotes that suggest that the Prime Minister Netanyahu was just targeting Hamas.
Okay.
So I had to form my position that shows that one genocidal statement makes you a genocidal maniac. Right?
Okay.
So I wanted to neutralize the nuance and then call him out for being nuanced about something as murderous as a genocide. So anyway, that's why I did it. But yeah. There was a little prince in me in that moment, you know. I see you. What you do, you set the traps and you wait for them.
The problem, and not with you,
Lurking in the bushes.
I feel like, and this is not directed to you, Sheikh, at all, that the word genocide or genocidal as a adjective, it's being used in society now as a matter of fact term to describe a lot of things. It's, I don't know, it's losing its potency a little bit because I'm even I read science fiction and, current science fiction has been written in late 2024 and in 2025. characters are making comments like, over something that doesn't taste very good, or this is a genocide, or this is a war crime, and things like this. And it's becoming a part of our vocabulary to say it. It's, so now people are confused. What is a genocide?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you have Mark using these random definitions. That's why, to be honest, at the beginning, I was very, very ignorant on what a genocide actually was. Like, I was, in the early days, was like, well, no, there's not a genocide, because I was using this kind of, to your point, this ignorant, colloquial definition. And then when I read the article, too, I was like, oh, fuck, man. Got a problem here. Obviously, there was a problem. I mean, the 70,000 dead innocent civilians was the problem. But, like, I was no longer conflicted about whether there was a genocide. All you have to do is read the Article 2 definition. By the way, like, when are these guys going to fucking rule on the... Is that case still open?
Yeah, every couple of years.
Well, what's taking so long?
Because they have to gather a massive amount of evidence. Because it's not just evidence in Gaza. They have to gather evidence of policies and systems in Israel.
It's probably going to turn into like the Armenian genocide, where fucking 100 years goes by and we're still, not fully acknowledging.
Why? Yeah, I don't know. I should look that up. Why they haven't acknowledged that as a genocide? I think I remember looking that up. And there's a technicality or something.
I'm not sure. I think I heard that Israel was like also low-key at trying to subdue the acknowledgement, which is crazy to me.
No, they acknowledge it whenever they get mad at Turkey. They're mad at Turkey.
It's important because these people are, sort of past masters at debasing actual words. And fortunately, genocide has a legal definition. That's, when you, with intent, try to annihilate a group that shares a common denominator, essentially. So each and every time, if somebody misunderstands or tries to debase the word itself, I think it's important for people who know to give the legal definition as quickly as possible, so that it is registered with them. That is not an ordinary word; it's a legal expression, essentially. And also, I believe when we are debating an issue with these people, we should call them out every time they try to debase certain expressions, certain words, and so on and so forth. Try to normalize, a horror behind debasing a word. You see, that's quite.
I agree.
I think that's quite important.
By the way, according to ChatGPT, Israel still has not acknowledged the Armenian genocide, which is fucking crazy to me.
Okay, I have the answer to the Armenian genocide.
What's that?
It happened before 1948, before the UN even.
Oh, before the definition.
No, yes, but you can go back. Yes, it happened in 1915 to 1917, and the Geneva Convention was 1948, and of course the UN was 1945. You can still go back, but you have to have another nation. You have to have a nation that was a part of the League of Nations sue in order to go back to sue.
Well, the U.S. took a while, but apparently in 2021 they acknowledged it.
A lot of countries acknowledge it, but
no, but the U.S. was like a late bloomer. Sadly, wasn't until 2021. Apparently.
But acknowledgement without enforcement is basically just words on paper.
I mean, they're not genociding the Armenians now.
No, in the sense of like, even with Palestine, if they acknowledge it without reparations, what good is the acknowledgement?
Well,
Wouldn't you want some sort of substantive, like, aid or,
fair.
Well, the Geneva Conventions does have mechanisms for nations that have ratified. A lot of nations have ratified the Geneva Convention, and if a country is convicted of genocide, then they would have to, limit their, interaction with that nation to the most minimal amount possible.
But you see what's sinister with Israel's position on the Armenian genocide? It's like you would think of all nations that would be quick to say.
They didn't acknowledge, by the way.
They did not, no. And they have this kind of low-key alliance with Azerbaijan.
They spoke about acknowledging it.
But they didn't, yeah.
Last year, yeah.
Well, they get 80% of their gas from Azerbaijan and Turkey.
For all this talk about never again, and these guys stay neutral. What was it, 1 million Armenians? Wasn't it 1 million? Something like that?
The difference. I think it goes into the Knesset as they put it in as a bill, but it has to pass 3 times. It doesn't pass, so it doesn't become something that they would recognize officially. But they always do it when they're angry at Turkey. When Turkey does something they don't like, they use it for political gain.
That's so disgusting, man. Like, why is it hard? Like, that shouldn't be something hard to do.
That's the real
It's realpolitik, right? It's them trying to get gas, oil, and all that. So yeah, all the ethics and morals doesn't mean anything.
By the way, like how the Turks did some of the most cruel things ever.
Turks are very militant. They're very.
Like I read something where they took families and tied weights to them, like just enough to keep them kind of slowly drowning, and just let them kind of slowly drown. Just disgusting things like this. Disgusting.
Can you eat on mute, Prince? We don't want to hear that shit.
You kept complimenting his high definition audio, and now he's
I'm sorry. Just I wanted to ask you something, Shape. Do you remember the February 14 room, right? What is it? Like yesterday's room? You were in America room?
Yes. Yes. I was giving marriage advice, including the number one marriage advice is not to be on Clubhouse on Valentine's Day.
John Kitover got the clip of that room.
Okay.
All right. And all of a sudden, Bart comes on the stage and he's asking, "Are you a Muslim? Are you this?" to Emre. Are you Muslim Israeli? Are you Israeli Muslim?
I'm Mizrahi Muslim?
Yeah, like such an idiot.
I'm Mizrahi Muslim.
Bart is such a fucking piece of shit. Oh my God.
First I found myself modded. I hate when I get modded, but I found myself modded. And you know what? I started having so much fun with it. You know how much fun it is to keep muting someone every time they talk?
Well, Faye knows. Talk to Faye about that. He loves it.
I kept muting the guy every single time. It was so... It's like you ever had an itch on your back?
Daniel?
Bart.
Oh my gosh.
You ever have an itch on your back and you finally scratch it? Like that sensation you get. That's what I was getting when he kept talking. I muted him over and over. Because you can't kind of hit it. You got to like go 2 menus in. And I just kept doing it. It was just so satisfying.
I've never done it. What 2 menus? What's the menus?
To mute someone individually?
Yeah.
Oh, you just click on them and then you click on the dots, the 3 dots, and then you mute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a targeted attack. It's like you have a laser pointer on their mouth, and you just shoot a laser pointer, and out comes like a gag, and you just. But the thing that makes it fun is you get to keep doing it. It's not just once.
Talk to Faya. Tell her exactly what you said. She figured out the mute button too a couple of weeks ago on Brett, and she was having the time of her life. It was really
the targeted muting. I don't like the muting the whole room. Like that disrupts things. But you just keep muting one person over and over and over again. It's so good.
Amir does it to Norm.
Shape, they made it easy. By the way, Shape, Norm, the video is uploaded on my YouTube.
Oh, no, you did
I've
that.
seen.
Oh, no.
Yep, I'll put the link in the chat. See, this is the red line is my religion. So you come for that. That's the red line. I'll put the link in the chat. This is already got 11 or 12 views. You're welcome to watch it.
Oh, no, Amir. He must have really pissed you up.
I hear you.
I mean, to be fair, you warned him 3 times. You said,
Watch, like, and comment, and subscribe to the channel.
Shape. The problem was the first time you did it, okay. Second time you did it, third time you did it, and we're talking about Epstein. Nothing to do with religion. Well, I'm not my religion. I had nothing to do with Epstein. I did not talk about Judaism. Right? And that's the red line. And I said, okay, let's play this, right? Last time I did him dirty as well with the clip that he's asking Danny for no photos and videos. I fucked him over.
Amir, I just clicked on it. You have a fucking production now. You have a fucking...
Yeah, he said you like it.
That's professional. That's so professional, man.
Very professional. So, guys, I put the link in the chat. This is Norman Green on this app. This is a fresh new room. He's welcome to come in and defend, and he can watch this show as well. I worked on it for a little bit, and you know how it is. We got to do it professional, man.
I didn't realize that almost when I went to his room on Friday that he made me mod, and everybody was yelling at me, and I'm, doing my own thing.
And Daniel wanted you to move that person down, but you didn't move the person down.
Yeah, I'm like, I went down, and I know he didn't say, like, he said, Edward, you gonna do something about this? What the fuck am I gonna do? Like, it's none of my business, I didn't know that was, he almost made me mod, and then just went to bed. And so I moved them down. No, but I did move them down. I almost kept moving them up. I almost like the content. So finally I threw him out the room. Whoever that person was.
I don't know, bro. It's just Amos rooms, it gets really crazy.
Yeah, but I cooked Daniel and Sergio really good.
I put the link in the chat, Edward. Check it out. And this is what I did with Norm. And there's another clip that's supposed to come out probably today or tomorrow. I actually used the AI technology, like a lot. Norm is running away from resistance.
That's funny.
Actual Norm.
Yeah, that's funny.
So I got the access to the proper AI now channel. I'm gonna be fucking, doing some things on Norm. I'm coming for Norm. Because, you don't come and fuck with me, right? Especially with my religion, that's the red line for me. That's it.
So there's a link I dropped earlier when Benny Olive was in the room that you should put in your link tree, Amir. It's a timeline of U.S. positions.
I looked into it. I think he was right on this. So let me read it out to you.
What I'm asking you is if you could take a look at this and put it in because it goes through from the 1980s. Early 80s all the way up to, I believe, current of executive orders and things like this that the U.S. has done against Palestinians.
So, when I looked into it, look, this is what my perplexity gave me, right? Because I like to fact check shit. Even this morning, we had that brother Yada, he made a claim that F-35 or something, America, did not want to sell it because of Israel, or didn't sell it to Saudi Arabia because of Israel. I looked it up. It did sell to Saudi Arabia.
When did it sell? Must have been recent.
So he said that. Yada's claim was that America blocked the sale of F-35 to Saudi Arabia, this and that, because of Israel. And I looked it up. It did not.
When did they? Because it must have been after MBS's visit here to the U.S.
So it says no, did not block Saudi Arabia from buying F-35 jets under President Trump. It approved sales as part of a major 2025 defense deal despite past hurdles and Israeli objections. So he did approve it. No, it's just because, look, in this room, I hate the propaganda. You know what I'm saying? We have people, bro, I don't know, even yesterday, I respect the Yana, right? But yesterday he made some claims and I had to freaking fact check it, bro. And
maybe he was talking about
that brother is but that brother is a pro China taking over Taiwan. Okay.
I'm 100% against China taking over Taiwan.
No, I believe in the people, Edward. So the people, their survey is done. There's the things back and forth. The surveys are done. The surveys, a lot of people that live on that land, whether they're Chinese, Taiwanese, whatever you want to call them, they do not want to be part of China. So now, if they don't want to be part of China, then we go with the people, right? What the people want.
But if China owns that land,
it's disputed. That's what the online is saying.
Yeah. So Taiwan is not in the UN. The UN doesn't consider Taiwan a nation.
I know, but the U.S. I think U.S. is just like Golden Knights was working on the U.S. I think U.S. is sort of like trying to get in the way over there. U.S. should stay the fuck out of it, right? Let them deal with their own problems and let the people decide.
So you were going to say that this Olive character was right about the U.S.
I'll read it out to you what Perplexity gave me, okay? I'll read it out to you. When this bitch was here, a fucking cunt. Prince, I got your back on this. You know what I said to him? I said, have you worked in the IDF before? He got triggered and he started cursing me out.
I was quiet.
No, I don't think he's
I think he's a drug dealer.
No, I said,
he is a drug dealer. He said it to us in a room with a bunch of Houston. So he came to me, he apologized for cussing my family out. I introduced him to a bunch of 40 leaders.
Excuse me, Prince, brother.
أبو مهند ما يخليك والله ما يخليك.
اسمع هو من الرملة.
English bro, English.
ما سألتك لو إذا من الرملة بعرف
English.
Very sorry.
He apologized. We were talking about situation of 48, and we were talking about the crimes. And then he said that he used to be a criminal belonging to a gang, selling drugs, and he got jailed for it. I don't know how long he was jailed. And then a crazy psychotic brother, he's doxing. How the fuck did I dox him?
Well, I mean, you could tell by the way he talks.
Prince, be careful, almost those people who got educated from our brothers in 1948, the Palestinian who have the Israeli passport, always they are, I don't know, what you call this line, the line.
I don't know.
Spoiled.
That's why I told them.
No, their thing is dirty. They think themselves, above the others. They know more than the others. This is their weakness. I know them.
Now, Amir, what you said.
Let me read it out to you. I said, did America knew about Oslo? It says no, the U.S. government was not aware of the secret Oslo Accords negotiations until shortly before their public reveal in late August 1993. Negotiation secrecy. The Oslo I Accords stem from clandestine talks between Israel and the PLO in Norway starting January 1993. Brokered by Norwegian diplomats without U.S. involvement to bypass stalled public channels like Madrid, U.S. officials, including the Clinton administration, learned of the draft only after it was finalized in mid-August 1993, when Israeli and Palestinian reps flew to Washington seeking endorsement.
So here's where I would disagree.
America,
the U.S. not
was involved.
Absolutely. The reason that U.S. would deny it until it was signed is because Clinton was a brand new president in his first term in '92, so he couldn't risk a
Not because of that. Not because of that.
It is because of that. That's how politics work. That's how politics work here in the U.S.
Listen, please, Edward, please. It was, a preparation after Madrid meeting, It was, the first thing they start talking after Intifada, the first Intifada, they start appearing in the West Bank some leaders, Al-Husseini, many leaders.
He's not talking about the.
Listen, please.
We're not. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I was talking about.
This is a real story.
But it's a story. It's a story that
Chairman Arafat, when the things get serious, first of all, the beginning, he gives them, a green light to talk.
That's not what we were discussing.
It's a real story, brother.
That's not the story that we were. It's a real story, but it's not a story.
He's not involved. He's not involved direct with the negotiation.
We understand. It's understood. But the U.S. not knowing is impossible, especially Norway being a Western nation. Of course they knew. And the U.S. had a stranglehold on U.S. Israeli Palestinians.
Excuse me, I speak it in Arabic. القيادة البديلة لما بلشت تتشكل فيصل الحسيني والشباب لما بلشت تتشكل القيادة الحسيني
English, bro. This is the English room. Come on, man.
يا برنس والله أنا بعرف التاريخ.
English room. English room.
He doesn't know how to express himself.
Yeah, it's okay. Just leave it and go to the Arabic room. Go mood. I don't like your fucking energy anyways. You like the booty clap for the Zionist scumbags. You were better booty clapping for Benny Oliver here. Fucking giving a thumbs up, heart symbol, and this and that. I'm like, what in the fucking world is this guy here?
From Rome, very beautiful.
Okay, scumbag.
Do you know what he told me with his earlier? He told me I have people where he lives, where Benny Oliver lives.
Yeah, and bro, I wouldn't take anything that comes out of movies. Just a bullshitter. One night he wants to sleep with Amos in his bed, and one night he wants me to come over there sleep in his bed. Fucking disgusting.
You still have the opportunity, Amir.
No, I don't want that. I don't want it that way.
Come on.
I'm not gay.
I give you last. You have until 24 hours only.
I'm not gay. I'm not gay.
24 hours.
Oh, yes. Yeah, good.
Amir, you don't know. Just like we Arab, men like each other. We like each other. You don't understood. We always understood. We always understood.
يا بود روح جيب لك غصن نعناع حفوا عليه وروح شوي.
What's he? Is I don't.
أنا والله يا برنس.
I don't think he's saying that.
Which is why I went to listen to the video. I come back to this. What is?
Did you like the video?
It's very.
Did you like the introduction? It was good with the disclaimer. Did you watch Nora's video?
I was.
No.
It's in the chat. Check it out. It's he's defending Epstein.
Listen. I just came out Eleanor. You know Eleanor?
Who?
Eleanor.
Who's Eleanor?
Amir. You know him. The Jew, the Zionist.
He's not bad. Is it Lenora? Eleanor?
He have pictures with Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, Norm.
I kick him out from my room now. I make him silly,
I don't know, bro. This guy is something else. Anyways, so Shape, you like the introduction? I think I should add some more to it, huh?
It was high quality production.
I need to go up on the P, the 4080 P to 76720.
brother. I just introduced myself. I'm a Palestinian from Naples.
But like you took it to a different level now. It looks like a
different level, more professional, right?
Yeah, more professional. Yeah.
I think I should add some of those emotions as well. Like every time they make a stupid claim or whatever, like a laughing.
You know what you could do? There are apps where you could do like a podcast.
Yeah.
And have like a fake news reporter.
So I have a question for you guys. Amir, I have a question for you, bro. You seem pretty knowledgeable.
Just cut somebody off.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Your question's going to be good. I know. Go ahead.
I hope so. No, it's not going to be good. It's just going to be a simple question.
Go ahead.
It's a simple question because I don't know what's going on, but like, is there really a genocide going on in Iran?
No, there's no genocide, but it's a massacre, you could say, but not genocide.
So like, I don't know because like, I don't know what to believe because obviously I don't believe Trump or Netanyahu. But then people also told me not to believe the pro-Iran news channels too. So I'm just confused.
The problem is, it's this matter in Iran. It's very complex. A lot of the things we can't freaking rely on, but certain things. We've seen some videos. We could say that yes, they did torch some of the mosques over there, and there are people that are protesting. They're really, truly protesters versus rioters. People that are like, you have influence coming in from Mossad, you have influence coming from CIA, you have influence coming from the Pahlavi supporters. So they, some of these people, they want this son of Shah to come back. The son of Shah lives here in America, and a couple of days ago, he asked Trump, he was begging Trump, that it's the last chance to, bury the IRGC, right? And a lot of these people, you'll see them, they support Israel and they support Iran. They support Reza Pahlavi to come back. And this guy, the son of Shah, hasn't been to Iran in about 40 years, right? Doesn't have the credential, doesn't know how to fucking run the system. And he wrote a book on this recently, not too long ago. He wants to, he's going to be the transitioning body. He'll go in and he'll transition. So he's selling this fucking narrative to everybody that I'm just going to be the transition body. Look, I don't support IRGC or Reza Pahlavi, but I do not want to go from one dictator to another, especially American puppet. Pahlavi is an Israeli and American puppet.
Obviously, I'm not for Israel. Fuck Israel for life, but like, what I've heard was that once the Islamic regime drops, there's going to be a lot of U.S. sanctions going to be removed. It's going to be better ties with the Middle East or something like that. Do you think, or it's going to be like Iran?
It's going to open up a can of worms, like a different type of can of worms. They're going to set up military base like what they're doing in Iraq. Iraq is still under occupation, and they're going to chop that Iranian land into like 5-10 parts. Israel might take over some of the part, and they might even bomb the shit out of all the military bases, like what happened in Syria after they toppled Bashar al-Assad, which was a fucking genocide leader. Relate to the Reza Pahlavi will come around, and he'll be told to freaking put down everything. The hypersonic missile program, the nuclear program, the fucking the proxies, everything. All the defense, you got to put it down. So you can't attack back, you can't fight back. You pretty much bend over and get fucked and raped in the ass, which I'm against it.
But what if they want to be fucked in the back? Why won't you let them? If that's what people want.
That's true. But the thing is, Tiger, my position is very strong, and I hate these people. So forget about that. The other thing that that bothers me is Islamophobia coming out of these disgusting people's mouth. You know what I'm saying? So much Islamophobia all over the internet. Just like you had that guy from your side, he was exporting a whole bunch of bullshit about Islam. I had to remove him out of the room. Lion, do you want to say something? I mean, he's from China. Go on, Lion. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, it's not from China.
Yeah, Lion wanted to say something. Go on.
A lot of the Iranian taxpayers' money is being used to attack Sunnis. The government of Iran, please let me finish. The government of Iran spends the Iranian people's money by giving it to the Houthis to attack Sunnis. So a new government in Iran will stop spending any taxpayer dollars on war on the Sunni. That means more money in the pocket from the Iranian people.
Lion, by the way, I think your information is incorrect. Respectfully, I think you need to get your facts straight. I don't know where do you get your facts. I know you buy into mainstream media bullshit, right? A lot of Americans have been indoctrinated. Some of the Americans are dumb retards. They're fucking dumbass motherfuckers. Don't have a clue what's happening in the Middle East. They just buy into mainstream media bullshit. They don't know the facts. When you look up the facts or you cross-check it with mainstream media and fucking even ChatGPT will tell you that what they're exporting on fucking TV is all bullshit. Even Trump said it is fake news, fake news. At least get your facts straight, man, instead of making up bullshit. You come up on the stage, and this is why I hate fucking bullshitters. And some of the Americans I came across, dumb retards, man. Fucking dumbass motherfuckers. Don't know shit about
I'm just confused. That's why I asked the question, because I'm so confused, right? Because I have Persian friends. They told me not to look at the pro-Iran news, but then they also told me not to listen to Trump. Then who are you listening to when it comes to the media? Then, like, where are you getting your information from?
Nowadays, MJ, you gotta look at the Twitter, but the Twitter thing is you have to make sure to be careful because there's a lot of AI shit as well, and verified with the news sources. The way I look at, I'll give you an example. So when I'm talking about Israel or Palestine, so I look at Times of Israel, I look at Haaretz, and I even look at Jerusalem Post, and then I look at the Palestinian sources as well. So I'll give you one example. This happened to me, I don't know, a few months ago. There was one kid, they got arrested for throwing a rock at an IDF truck. Now, Times of Israel reports said that, yes, he threw a rock at the truck. That's why he got arrested. But coming from Palestinian sources, like his dad testimony, he said, no, that's not true. They're claiming this and that. Nothing happened, blah, 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 and whatever. So then you got to find a common ground. The truth is hidden somewhere in the middle. Right? Put this and this together. Then you can probably say that, yeah, maybe there was something happened. That's why they arrested her.
So my Persian friends told me not to trust this girl named Bushra Sheikh, which is like probably, if they're talking so much shit about her, they're saying that she's a terrorist, sympathizer. Who is she? She's a broadcaster, right? Like a podcaster, and she went to Iran to report on it, and then...
Is she on this app?
She's on Twitter. She's very known for, she's very outspoken.
Is she Iranian?
She's Pakistani, but she's a very big reporter.
Let me pull up
from the UK.
Hold on. She's from the UK. Is she Shia or Sunni?
I have no idea, but she is Muslim.
Bushra Sheikh. I'm just trying to find her profile.
I'll send it. Oh, by the way, Amir, be careful. What you're doing is God's work. Amazing. I applaud you for that. But like, be careful because like, I read an article or something. There's some Mossad agents or some shit in your room.
Oh, that was made up. Didi made it up. Did you see that post, check? Did you see it?
What the fuck? Yeah, bro. I got sent that in my DM saying, "Yo, be careful." I was like, what the fuck?
Did you see the article?
Are you trolling?
Did you see it?
No, you must be trolling.
I got sent the article.
He's trolling, bro. He's trolling.
I actually got sent the article though.
Steve, I'm gonna back check you the picture.
Can you, actually, I've seen it. Can you imagine that the Mossad is fucking wasting their resources listening to our stupid banter, bro?
Honestly,
it'd actually be a good distraction. Like, it's a good technique to have them.
I'm not gonna lie, like, maybe I'm paranoid, maybe I'm doing this, but I feel like Ambrose, you're a good person. He spoke for them. I feel like he's giving Mossad agent for some reason. I don't know why. Because like, how you live in Israel, but you're still standing up for or being anti-Zionist?
You're getting Mossad vibes.
It's Mossad agent vibes, bro.
The term we use in this room is that's a little Mossadi.
That's a little body, you know what I mean? Because like, how you gonna like? I don't understand because if you're anti-Zionist, bro, the first step you should do is get the hell out of Israel.
She was born and raised over there, so look, MJ. Prior to 48, there were Jews that coexisted with Muslims and Christians on that land.
Okay.
And so they were Jews that there were certain Jews that were against establishment of this state called Israel. Okay.
Yeah.
And some people they went along with the Zionist narrative, one point, slowly, there's a small movement inside Israel that has become anti-Zionist. They want to coexist with Palestinians. You see what I'm saying? Like they did prior to 1948. So she wants to coexist with the Palestinian, but she's half Arab and she's half I don't know. I think maybe Mizrahi.
She's half Arab.
Yeah, you say you know what Mizrahis are, right?
Yeah, Mizrahis are half Arab.
They're Arab. Yeah, Mizrahis are Arabs.
Oh, what's your background, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't share this because there's somebody that's streaming my room right now. You see that red flower at the bottom? You see he's just streaming it directly on YouTube. I live rent-free in a Zionist head. See the Zionist comeback? Right?
You know Mr. Jeff?
He was investigated by for the campaign fraud in one of the states. He was running for some mayor bullshit.
Yo, I'm blocked by Al Normal and Mr. Jeff from Clubhouse.
How did you get so lucky?
It's a badge of honor, I know. Because I posted this exact picture and they got offended.
Okay, but here, if you see a Norm in any of the rooms, just save this link and give it to him. Tell him, why were you defending it?
Someone told me that his wife is in the Epstein files. Al Normal's wife is in the Epstein files.
I don't know about that, but I put the link in the chat. You can save it and give it to Norm whenever you see it.
Honestly, Amir, you know, my honest intention was to have him clarify and obviously state.
My evil intention was to expose him.
No, dude, I didn't.
Oh, Amir, this is fire. This is amazing.
My honest intention, I literally, when you told me what he was doing, like basically defending directly and indirectly Epstein, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, no. I mean, he's not that kind of guy. And man, I was wrong, bro.
Yeah, but
like, I gave him so many chances to just simply clear the record.
I told you.
He refused. Yeah. I wasn't even trying to trap him. I was just trying to have an honest discussion where I'm like, of course, come on, let's move on. You're a father. Like, you know, we all know this is bad. Like, let's not tarnish his name. And he refused. He started saying, well, she was one day before her 18th birthday. My God.
That was a lie. Anyways, Jindip is here. What's up, Jindip? Jindip, the shape is trying to protect the soul rat, called Norman Green. I put the video in the chat. Jindip, I would like you to check it out. I don't think you were in the room. He was defending Epstein, and it's coming from World Affairs Forum production team.
I wouldn't say protect.
No, he was protecting that shit with his life.
Did you expect anything less from
He was protecting or defending.
I mean, maybe I'm an optimist, but I couldn't believe that there would be any man on this planet other than Epstein's lawyer.
No, there was another guy on Clubhouse in Mr. Jeff's room. If you know who Mr. Jeff is, he's in the Jeff Epstein on Clubhouse.
We know Mr. Jeff in Algeria. He's actually a Israeli Jew. We know him. He's a Zionist comeback, and he's a Islamophobe. He ran out of content. He likes to mock religion. It's a normal thing. He has been here multiple times, and he said, I am beneath him. He only wants to talk to somebody with the American accent. That's what it is. So he's a disgusting animal. By the way, John Kitover, you could forward it to Jeff. All right, I know you're son of a whore that likes to see you. Anyways, Jim, what's up?
How do you know this? How do you know they're recording?
We know. We have the intelligence. If you can kindly mute up, I want to talk to Jim for a second. Yeah, we have a team, a whole full team behind the scene.
Are you hiding?
Not right now.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
How you doing, Jindip? You okay?
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing all right. What you been up to?
Not a whole lot. Why? Sounds something important. You gonna tell me something important? What's up?
Something important was about the Norm defending Epstein, and then we have.
Man, he's giving you so much content with that. Like it's been at least 11 days you've been talking about that.
Listen, I think I watched Ellen Dershowitz talking about the same subject, and Ellen Dershowitz was making the same points, that he was not convicted of being a pedophile, but he was, basically having sexual affairs with a woman who was underage, a day shy of her 17th or 18th birthday, something to that effect. the twisted logic of lawyery conversation. So, but I don't expect anything less from the sewer rat from New York, the so-called El Normo. He's a sewer rat. He's the only person I blocked on this app. He's a sewer rat. He's disliked. He's despised. He's the kind of character.
I got blocked by him, so
Okay.
I got blocked by him, and it's a badge of honor, It's a badge of honor because he got so triggered with his photo that he actually blocked me.
Yes, no dog in the game. He's just, he's just what he is. He's just a filthy piece of shit.
Jinder, who do you find more pervertedly problematic? El Normo or Amos?
No, Amos is actually, Amos is crazy. He's an old man, but he's a decent guy.
You don't get perv vibes from Amos?
Oh, he's a preview. He tells you up front that I'm a sick person. He tells you up front.
Okay.
He's always talking about that issue. But overall, I think he's a decent guy.
He's a simple guy.
Other than the pervert part.
Yeah, he's a perfect yes. Other than he's okay. He's a decent person. He can get emotional.
He's a decent pervert.
He's okay.
Shane, why do you have a problem with perverts? I mean, oh my God.
I do have a problem with people like
we're not talking about Epstein level perversion here. We're not talking about normal perversion.
This garden variety old man perversion.
Yeah, you'll be there soon,
Hey, no way. No, some of us have daughters. No way.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you had only sons. I don't know why I would have thought you had only sons.
Because I'm so manly.
No, that's not it at all. I'm trying to think of it. But almost is not really the word, the enemy. I think.
Okay, I want to ask you this question in a while. Who are your top 3 Zionists on Clubhouse?
To me, Zionism is the enemy. So I don't know if I have a top 3.
Okay, let me widen it. Top 3 Jewish people on Clubhouse.
Buttercup, Rose.
Wait, Rose is an anti-Zionist. Why are you saying?
I widened the criteria.
It's the Jews.
Your least favorite?
Top 3. Top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3.
And then we'll do Iranians. Although I don't think I know more than you, Taco.
Taco is my number 3 Jew.
I'm gonna put Wayfan up there.
I'm joking.
Taco, Wayfan, and maybe another honorable mention.
Oh yeah, Taco, Wayfan, and
Is Soren Iranian?
Nargis. Sorry.
Nargis. Yeah, Nargis is up.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Please don't group me with those 2 guys.
The Soren he's got a personality on him. I like his personality.
I'm glad he's back.
I would say Mozzie. Forget.
Mozzie, of course.
Because Nargis is a shapeshifter, people pleaser. So I would say Mozzie, Taco, and the top 3 on which is the other one? I think Wayfan is okay. He's very controversial. Yesterday he tried to trigger, Tiger and other people because he lives in Taiwan. He came for the China.
Well, Wayfang is also, I think, a scientist. So his thinking is, a little bit different. It's, some of those people are. He's very, involved in computer science and things like this. I think it was computer science, so it might have been chemistry. So he's different.
Okay.
But I know.
So your top 3 is Buttercup, Rose, and Yigal, Yaakov.
See, but they're Zionists. I don't.
You can't do a Zionist.
No, I used to, but now my rule is, we're at war with Zionism. We were at war with Israelis or Israel, Palestinians. But now I believe that we are at war with Zionism, and if we can destroy Zionism, then
solution for Palestinians.
You don't like my extreme radical Zionism narrative?
What narrative?
I'm trying to make the case to create a term called the radical Zionism.
I see. And separate the two?
Yeah.
My problem is the Zionism has already changed. The definition of it has changed to most people around the world. So Zionism is already radical. And people perceive it as a radical ideology. So
there's something very kind of nuanced and tricky about adding radical X. Obviously it's happened with people in Islam, but like you create a word association, right? If you repeat it enough, you kind of say it's an emerging property of the X.
we can make it an ism, but it's already Zionism. It's already an ism.
No, but you see, when you say radical whatever, it kind of infers that the whatever's created it.
Yes.
So it's kind of like fighting fire with fire, you know?
True, but I think that only works really with like religion, and I don't know if it would work with ideology, because ideology is either radical or it's not. I could be wrong about that though.
But the problem that you have when you kind of take the position against Zionism is you have to like really go deep, because someone else will say, well, no, it's just the wish for a Jewish homeland.
Yeah, so that project has been completed, so there's no need for Zionism then. That's why I changed my position on this.
Oh, so you create a you mean it's an implied neo-Zionism?
That's a good one.
Like it's a new kind of Zionism.
Yeah, neo-Zionists. That's good. I like that.
You like that?
I like that.
It's more technically accurate.
It is, and it's also.
Can you get a room? Good evening, guys.
Only if you join us.
Zionism has not come to the idea, or the project of Zionism has not come to fruition yet, as of yet.
But the Jews, or the Zionists has. If they say it is a creation of a Jewish homeland, then I would argue back, so the Zionism project is complete, so therefore there's no need for a Zionist ideology. That's where, that's why I say it that way. You see what I'm saying, as a talking point? But I understand what you're saying. It hasn't, because their objective is not just Israel.
No, it's not that. Even within the boundaries of Palestine, Zionism is based. The idea of Zionism, and for it, Zionism is a project of settler colonialism. That's you can. And you can say the objective. It is a project of settler colonialism. Zionism is being used as a tool, as a justification, creating a story that justifies the project. The story is that this land is for the Jewish people, and we know that, right? Now, why do I say that it hasn't come to fruition yet? Because in order for Zionism to prevail, three things have to happen. Number one, they have to usurp the overwhelming majority of Palestine, and they have done that. They have managed successfully now to take de facto, officially and unofficially, 90% of historic Palestine physically. This has succeeded, number one. Number two, declaring or changing the status quo for Jerusalem so it becomes the eternal capital of the Jews. And they have semi-succeeded in that. Number three is for Jews to be the overwhelming majority in the land between the river and the sea. And this has not taken place yet. And because of this, it has not come to fruition. Before October 7th, they were actually in
in a dilemma. That they were, and why do I say that? Because the idea of Zionism, this whole project is a criminal, genocidal project, and it was going to be a matter of time until the world will stop supporting them. Even Jews themselves will not want this idea of settler colonialism. So they were racing against time. They wanted to kick as many Palestinians as possible so they can complete the project, basically. And then you have Gaza. Until now, still, I mean, Palestinians are still in Gaza. Yes, a lot of them have been killed. Many are wanting to leave, but still it has not. I mean, we are like teetering, like the end of it. We don't know what will happen to the West Bank. Things now, I mean, they have the winning card in a way, but it's not over yet. Do you understand? I mean,
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
So in this sense, it has not come to fruition.
So when I'm talking to Zionists, though, you're right. And when I'm talking to Zionists, I would argue, if they tell me that, what Zionism is, they're not going to use what you're saying. They're going to say that it's the Jewish people.
I'm exposing Zionists.
No, I know, but I'm saying, for me, when I talk to Zionists, I'd rather say, and it depends on the audience. If it's the homeland for the Jewish people, which is what they claim, and I'll say, well, the project is complete. You have a homeland for the Jewish people. So, Zionism, is not needed anymore. And then they have to get into, with me, why Zionism is still needed. And that gets into the nuances of what the real Zionist project is all about. But I use it as a strategy.
Yeah.
And I don't, Zionism itself is to me, a radical ideology. But using the word neo-Zionist.
It's not radical, it is a criminal ideology. Not only, because radical is good, actually. A radical can be either way.
Sure, but an average person would say radical.
Genocidal ideology. The very idea of settler colonialism is genocidal. It's predicated on removing natives to make room for the settlers. It worked in the past, but now the world will frown upon this. Even a lot of young Jews now will not accept that. I guarantee it, if there is peace inside Israel, give it a year or two, you will find a lot of Israelis standing against that. A lot of humans will not accept something like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, separating the camps, Zionists and neo-Zionists, which I like that term because it's very negative here in the U.S. It's a very negative term. Also in Europe, like neo-Nazis, I think if that narrative becomes prevalent, it would force Zionists to separate in terms of, okay, I'm not this kind of Zionist. I'm not a neo-Zionist. I'm, only a peaceful Zionist. I'm only, I believe in peaceful coexistence. It forces them into a box because they don't want to admit everything you just said. That's not something the Zionists are going to admit.
Of course they're not. Of course they will not. I mean, that's. At the end of the day.
So then give them choices: peaceful, or radical, or like neo-Zionists.
My opinion, and this is my the whole land between the river and the sea, Palestinians should not use armed struggle, like in a organized manner, because if they do it, they will give a pretext to the Israelis to continue doing what they're doing. But if they stop doing that, you see, I mean, the whole idea of Israel is a big lie, but the world is unable to see it because the water is not clear. Yeah. Because of all of these, the noise.
We have to clean up our, some of the traitors first, like as well. Some of them are fucking traitors. Like today, that guy was here, and there's other ones out there as well. They really use Zionist talking points, claim to be Palestinian, and those I look at them as traitors.
Yeah, I mean, you have to separate between there are. I am talking about I see what you're saying. I agree with you. I mean, I've met people like this. I focus on strategy, Yeah, there's a time we have, for us as a Palestinian people, we have the right to defend our land in any way possible. And this is only a matter of a strategy. In the 70s, when Palestinians had an organized army, the people who you are talking about maybe will be against it. But in the 70s, it was a good strategy for Palestinians to fight using weapons, because it was more feasible. We had a sanctuary, a land, Lebanon, and we had the people of Lebanon. Majority of them supported, and not just supported, also were involved. Yeah, I mean that's so. Now, I mean, I say that as a strategy for us to defeat Zionism, to defeat the idea of Israel. I think Israel now is hiding behind this noise that is concocting, that there's terror, there's violence, all of that, and they're able to hide behind it. And therefore the world is unable to actually see Israel the way, the real Israel,
Yeah, I mean, there's a time for armed resistance. I think we needed armed resistance. And there's a time for allowing Israel to show, really show its true colors and making sure that the Palestinian narrative is one of a peaceful, what would be the word?
Yeah. So I'm not about peace. It's just a matter of a strategy,
No, I'm saying the narrative needs to, Palestinians need to be seen as ones that want to have a peaceful resolution. So there is a time for armed resistance. There's also a time for diplomatic resistance and geopolitical resistance. And I think
basically, it is not. We are unable to use arms because we don't have the means. This is the only reason. If the minute we have the means, we have the right, the legal right, the human right. It's a right. Any oppressed people have the right to fight. To use weapons. I mean, it's not. This is a right. It's not like the minute it happened. Like, let's say, I don't know. Like you have Jordan, for instance. I mean, just the minute that these means become available, then of course this option should be exercised, right?
Well, like now in Gaza, Israel is taking more of Gaza. What if they restart the genocide? I mean, when you agree that Hamas should fight back, the resistance should fight back.
They cannot fight back. I mean, how can they?
They fought back for 3 years.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you I was just, the whole time I talk to people in Gaza, you can't imagine the depth of the agony, the destruction.
Well, yeah,
It was, you can't,
so because I was telling you,
it's so disproportionate. It's just unbelievable. It's almost like,
let's answer the question.
Yeah.
Shouldn't we as Palestinians defend ourselves against violence from Israel?
yes, of course.
So Hamas should fight back if Israel starts the genocide.
If Israel anytime starts go in and attacks, people have the right to defend themselves. Yes, of course. If I was there with my family, I will try to defend my family with all me because I'm going to be dead anyway.
And
It's a natural thing, of course. Yes. Yeah.
So I think what's keeping Hamas from not attacking back per se. I think they've been conducting very clandestine operations in Gaza against Israeli soldiers who have been firing back. So it's a low level escalation, but it's a very fine line or rope that you're walking at this stage. When is armed resistance over? When is diplomatic resistance start? And they kind of both overlap sometimes.
Yeah, but you have to. We have to be smart.
Yes,
PR matters a lot. How any story is perceived is very, very important. Perception is manufactured, it's not reality. There's a difference between perception and reality. Perception is something that is concocted. Let me give you an example. In 1982, when Israel was going to invade Lebanon, at the time, Ehud Barak was an army general, and Sharon was the Minister of Defense.
What is he? I thought he was a colonel.
No, Sharon was the Minister of Defense, and that's why they blamed him for the Sabra and Shatila, if you remember, right? This is why he was implicated, because he was the Minister of Defense.
I thought he was on the ground, wasn't he?
He visited. No, he wasn't on the ground. He was the Minister of Defense, but he would go, and he would visit after different times he would go and visit. And when Beirut, when the Israelis entered Beirut, he went there a day before the massacre of Sabra and Shatila, for instance. He was there on the ground, for instance. So what Ehud Barak does, he writes a letter to Sharon, encouraging him and to attack Syria, to invade, to attack Syria. And in the letter, he is telling him, this is an opportune time for us now to attack Syria. But of course, how are we going to do it? Okay, now they have to manufacture, a perception. They say, well, we can engage in small shelling, missiles here and there, and then something happens, and then we show the world, or the United States, Israel has attacked us, and then this will, we will build excuses that will help us attack Syria. We should take that advantage of it. The point here is that they will not go into any war without creating a pretext, without setting up the perception. They will not do it. You see. And by the way, this letter was published in the Hamas magazine. Newspaper. It's a well-known document. Basically, a letter was written for real by Ehud Barak to Sharon, and it shows you basically. The point again. Sorry for keep reiterating that Israel will always try, and not just Israel, any country
will always look for a pretext before it commits a crime. You know? So I mean, what I'm saying, in reality, you know, before engaging in any war, you want to see how are you going to stand up to this monster, because the world is not going to look at you as weak. The world is going to look at you as the same, like Israel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you better be prepared, basically, you know, if you are going to go into war. Or otherwise, there will be consequences, deadly consequences. Almost like, you know, yeah.
What do you think of this Board of Peace meeting in D.C.? What do you think will come out of it? Any thoughts?
To be honest with you, I don't watch daily news myself.
It's supposed to be on the 19th.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, you can tell me. I'm not aware of it.
All I know is the Board of Peace is supposed to have the first meeting on the 19th.
Is this democratic?
The Board of Peace.
Oh, yeah. The one that Israel now became a member.
Yes.
Yeah. So, meeting? Yeah.
We're supposed to have more information about how things are going to be done and, just more details.
If you look at it on the ground, I mean, I was talking to some guys now from Gaza. I mean, Israel until now is not allowing anything to enter. And they're only allowing up to 60 people to enter Gaza. Only 60 people.
I have a question for you, but somewhat. Do you believe the America knew about the Oslo Accord one?
What is it again?
Did America know about the Oslo Accord, the first one?
When it first started.
No, didn't Bill Clinton find out later on?
About what? About Oslo? The whole Oslo Accord?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the idea of the Oslo Accord, the idea of a two-state solution, different parties started preparing for it from the early 80s. The ones who actually set it up and everything are Palestinians here in America, like Edward Said, Hisham Sharabi, Rashid Khalid, a lot of Palestinian intellectuals in America, and also many members from the PLO. This started actually in the late 70s, but in an overt, in secrecy. But then in the early 80s, it became almost known that they are preparing for it. Late 80s, and So I doubt that. Of course, the Americans knew about that. There is going to be a peaceful negotiation. I mean, Israel, right after 1967, it opened the ground, you can say, for a quote-unquote peaceful negotiation over the areas that occupied in 1967. And it did one part of it with Egypt, and now you have Syria and Palestinians, right? I don't know, did I answer your question? I mean, I would be surprised that Bill Clinton wasn't aware of it. Me here? I didn't know that.
But according to the idiot we had in here earlier, that idiot, he's a 48er. He claimed that Bill Clinton found out later, like down the path. America wasn't aware of it. It was a secret. And then I looked up on the AI. The AI agrees with his narrative.
No, I mean, maybe part of it, okay. Like the actual, how the Oslo Accord, like how it was written, like the ones who actually sat down for the Oslo Accord, how it is going to be written, yes, could be, did take place behind closed doors. Even members from the PLO, a lot of members were not aware of it, and this is why some of them resigned, and some others became very angry at Yasser Arafat, like Edward Said and Rashid Khalid in America. It's like, we were working on this, and then behind behind our backs, like it was saying, it was like behind our backs, you were actually working with some Israelis and finalizing the whole thing without even taking our advice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be like maybe like how the actual shape, how it was shaped. But the idea of a two-state solution, the idea of negotiating, peaceful negotiation, I'm sure 100%. I mean, come on, George Schultz, for instance, in the late 80s. You remember George Schultz? Yeah, Edward with George Bush the first, the father.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot of work with the Palestinians and the Israelis. He was like the mediator, right, between them in the late 80s.
Yeah. What was
his role?
Yeah. What was the title?
I don't know, something in the White House or I don't know, like in the White House.
That was the
foreign department. The state, yeah. Something head of the State Department or something like that. By the way, at that time, the White House chief of staff was a Palestinian guy.
Was he?
You know that? John Sununu? You didn't know John Sununu?
No.
You've heard of him, right?
No.
I
was a teenager in the early 90s.
Yeah, so the White House chief of staff, John Sununu. But then they kicked him out. Yeah, they came out, yeah.
Then they kicked him out?
Yeah, something happened like right before the
Right.
Yeah.
His father was the governor, right?
We're talking about the father, the White House chief of staff. The son became the senator.
Yeah.
A senator of some New England, one of the states, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, maybe.
Yeah, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
Those are Palestinian stock too, right?
Who was that?
The Sununu family is of Palestinian origin. You know that, right?
Yeah, but that's what you're saying. I'm saying a Palestinian guy, of course. He's from Jerusalem. Yeah. Sununu, from Jerusalem, yeah.
Yeah, Palestinians creep up everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah. But can you imagine, in Gaza, Israel only allows 60 people, at the most up to 60 people to enter a day. And there are about 25,000 people registered to return. So how long do you think it's going to take him? And it doesn't even, in actual numbers, about 40, sometimes 45 people enter Gaza every day. So how long is it going to take people to enter? 25,000 people,
Yeah. That has to change. That's something that we'll see after the 19th, if there's any change there. If they can't do that, then they can't do anything. The border peace. I should call it the border politicians. Indonesia is set to bring some troops in, about 8,000 to Gaza. And we're supposed to find out soon the makeup of the International Stabilization Force, the ISF. That's supposed to be going into Gaza and taking charge.
The question is that who is going to force Israel from retreating back to the areas before October 7th,
Yeah, exactly.
Who is going to force Israel to do that? That's the question.
They're supposed to, if the ISF is there, Israel's supposed to be leaving Gaza altogether. So
they got it up.
Well, that's the thing. We're going to see. We'll see how influential or how much authority this border peace actually has on the ground.
Yeah. It is what it is. Mark was talking today. Who is Mark? I mean, he got on my nerves. I wanted to engage him, but
He's not even here. He comes in every now and then. He's a history teacher, I believe.
is he an Israeli?
No.
Mark, are you talking about?
Mark.
Oh, Mark, yeah. He's a historian. King Raza Pahlavi is. Oh, you're the idiot that doesn't speak English. Okay, sit in the audience. Thank you. Anyways, what do you think about Benny Olive, Brother Samut? Do you think it's problematic?
I heard him once only. I met him once about, I don't know, a few months ago.
Former drug dealer and criminal.
Who is it? Okay, I'm not sure. Is he the guy from the who lives in Israel? In the 48? Yeah. Yeah, I heard him one time talking here in this room. So I cannot really form.
He was in here today talking.
Yeah.
Hey folks, how's it going?
Hi, Benny Goy.
Hey Benny Goy. What did you call me? Hey.
Your name?
Yes, it is my name. On here.
Were you confused?
A little bit,
So
yes.
Naftali, did you just enter the room, Naftali?
Yes, I was caught by the prompt.
So you are in support of Israel,
Yes, I support the great state of Israel.
and you're an American citizen.
I am Canadian.
You are Canadian. Are you? With all due respect, Israel don't ask these questions. It's up to you, but I mean, are you of Jewish background or Christian?
Well, it's complicated.
No, it shouldn't be. I mean, what do you believe? It's not. I'm not asking about you.
Brother Samut, he changed his position after he got beat up by transgender.
Whoa, hey, Amir, let's not bring that. What are you talking about? Stop bringing that.
So I just wanted to know what you believe. Are you? You know. I was trying to know, like, are you a Christian Zionist or not? You? I mean, I'm not trying to.
He's Jewish. He's into Israel, Brother Samut.
Oh, so okay.
Well,
So
my father
basically you are a Zionist.
My father is Jewish.
Okay, so you are a Zionist.
So by the halakha, I'm not considered a Jew.
You are a Jew.
But you have the right to go and live in my grandfather's house, right?
Well, I wouldn't say I'd be living in your house. More like a tower in Tel Aviv, or maybe.
No. Zionist Jews have physically taken over 60% of the West Bank.
But they're not.
I mean, I'm going to tell you like what Jacob said. I mean, if you don't, you can do it, Naftali. If you don't steal it, other people will go and steal it. You can do it, actually.
Oh, but it's not my responsibility. I don't think they're stealing it necessarily.
No, it is. You are responsible because you
I don't think we should simplify the process that is being undergone.
Naftali, you support the state of Israel, therefore you are responsible. Don't tell me it's not my responsibility.
Ultimately, I do believe that no matter your religion, you should be able to buy property in the territories.
What?
Check my last picture. That's Jacob. That's the guy that was that said that if I don't steal it, somebody else will.
So maybe Naftali, can I assume, because you are hesitating in answering, can I assume that you are perhaps confused on the whole issue, and then you're just having to support Israel because your father is Jewish? Maybe your father is a Zionist? Is it what you stand?
What I said is I support people, no matter their religion, being able to buy property in the territories.
What territories? What do you mean territories?
The territories.
Territories? What territories?
So,
Samaria.
Most Israelis call it the territories, or a word that translates to the territories. They don't call it Judea Samaria. They don't call it the West Bank. They just call it the territories.
So you support, in this case, you support a Palestinian family that is languishing in a camp in the city of in Beirut for them to go and claim their house in Haifa, right?
No.
No. Why not?
No, not at all. No going back, only forward. And it's hopefully.
Why no going back? You were able to go back, claim something. You might have created a story that you owned a stone somewhere in Palestine over 2,000 years ago. You were able to go back and claim it. We're talking about 76 years ago. Their houses still stand. Why? Based on what? I mean, are you a man of principles, or you just arbitrary decisions that you are making?
Well, if they want to live in Haifa, the first step would be having to get Israeli citizenship. And I think the people that left are the people that decided not to take Israeli citizenship. And
Okay,
the Arabs of 1948 are the ones who stayed.
Okay. So that's why I said my assumption is correct that you are confused on the issue. You don't know what happened in 1948?
Oh, I mean,
have you ever read a book on what happened in 1948?
If you, sorry, brother, so just 1 second. If you were to come across a pro-pally transgender and treat you pretty good, would you change your position to pro-pally?
No. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but
It has. You told us about it. You changed your position because you got your ass whooped by a transgender. So continue.
No, it's first of all, it has nothing to do with her being trans. That her and her brother beat the shit out of me because I was a Jew.
Yeah.
So you don't have to bring up that every time.
No, because you changed your position because of that experience. Napali, you changed your position because of that particular thing. That's what you told us.
Well, suffering a hate crime does help in shifting away from supporting a group that doesn't have your best.
Yeah, if you find another transgender that loves you a lot as a pro-pally, would you change your position?
No. I don't know why you're getting all personal here, Amir. You're always getting personal with me, and I don't think it's very intellectually honest.
Sorry, Samud, he told us he changed his position because of what happened, the experience.
Are you in Toronto, Naftali?
Benny Gay can hook you up. Benny Gay can hook you up.
I'm Benny Gay. I have a lot of hookups on Church Street.
Benny Gay can hook you up.
Are you in Toronto, Naftali?
Where do you stand? Where's your stand like a bus stop? Benny Gay. I can't believe I'm asking.
I'm not going to dox myself, Benny Goy.
No, I mean, just tell me like the general. I'm not telling you to give me your address, right? Like Toronto, the big city, go ask 7 million people. Like GPS.
I live in Hamilton, Alberta.
There's no Hamilton, Alberta.
Hamilton, Alberta.
Okay, all right.
I got a house in Hamilton, Ontario.
By the way, Naftali, I went to a school closer to Hamilton, by the way.
You're North York.
The first apartment when we first migrated to Canada, we lived in North York, by the way.
Oh, North York?
Yeah, and then we moved over to a different place. What you just said, Hamilton, I'm not too far away. My brother actually lives in Mississauga.
So,
What do you think of
we're poor, you know. Benny, we're poor, you're rich. You're the only rich person here, you know.
Yeah, but I only became rich.
How many bills did you have to sell to pay your fucking rent, bitch?
When I was poor as well, but then I became gay, and the gay government gave me a lot of money.
What do you think of the attempts to bring Palestinians here to Canada?
Aren't they terrorists, according to you?
Well, I'm all for the vetting process that the Canadian government proposed. I don't think all Gazans are terrorists. Far from it, actually.
So actually, Naftali, you know, your story is interesting. Are your ancestors, some of the were included or contributed to the ethnic cleansing of the Indian native people of Canada?
What's that?
Your ancestors, you are Canadian, right?
Yes.
Are your ancestors, did they happen to be one of those who contributed to the ethnic cleansing of the native people of Canada?
No, actually, my family has worked very closely with Indigenous people in this country. I'm proud to say, and continues to do so.
When you say your family, I'm talking about like your 8th great grandfather. I'm not talking about your father now.
Man, my 7th, 8th great grandfather, you know, my generations have been kicked out of so many places and moved to so many places. They've been running from place to place for like the last 7 generations. So my family doesn't have the privilege.
Can you give us what happened to your 7th great grandfather?
Oh, I don't know.
Or 9th?
Oh no, I don't know. I don't have that privilege. Unfortunately.
No, because if you don't know, then how do you say that? I mean, you gave me a story, right?
Because my grandfather escaped from Ukraine.
Yeah, that's just, yeah. Mm-hmm.
My father left the United States. My grandfather's father, my grandfather's grandfather might have come from a different place, since he certainly looks very Middle Eastern or very Persian. So I assume that he was in the Ottoman Empire at some point, his family lineage. You know, my family goes back to having, I guess, as far as you can trace back from DNA, Spanish roots.
Only speculations, though, right?
What do you mean speculation?
Speculations.
Yeah, because Jews don't have the privilege that a lot of ethnic groups and cultures have of being able to live somewhere and grow and advance because of the way Jews have been treated in so many different places. And what's great is now we do. And I'm sorry that it came at the expense of you, but that's not changing.
No, I see. I mean, what you just said about Jews, you never had the privilege to live in peace. It's not true. I mean, Arab Jews lived in peace for thousands of years, you know?
And first of all, being a Deni isn't peace. And the fact that at any point with any certain leader, they would undergo a pogrom, and pogroms were very common in the Middle East.
No, it's not.
No. When that's what Jews were put through.
What you are saying has no.
There's no going back to that, Samud.
No, we are going to go back to it.
Get it through your head.
Listen,
it'll be a better conversation if you can get that through your head.
I have to say that.
There's no moving back, only forward.
Okay. Now I'm going to talk, and you have to be quiet, okay? Do not interrupt me.
If you're going to say some rhetoric that I've heard 1,000 times,
stop it. Okay? Do not interrupt me. The reason why I mentioned that, because you claimed that Jews all over the world have been continuously persecuted. And I wanted to show that you are actually wrong. Because the Arab Jews were not persecuted, were not treated in the same manner non-Christians were treated in Europe, because non-Christians, also Muslims, were also genocided in Europe and were not allowed a space in Europe, not only Jews and Muslims together. This is just Europe. That's it happened to be Europe.
Yes,
Stop it.
yes, in Europe and the Middle East. It happened in both places. I agree with you.
Stop
I agree with you that it happened in both places.
Stop it. Okay, in this room, I think, you have to be a little more civilized, right? I mean, I know you came and you took my land, but you cannot do this here in this room.
I haven't taken
You're gonna have to be quiet. Okay, when I finish, you talk, okay? And when
I
you
haven't
talk,
taken anything, and my ancestors,
Listen, stop it.
3 generations ago, bought property in Israel. They bought land in Israel
Okay,
in the 1930s.
you are gonna have to stop now, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you things that you probably either someone lied to you, or you probably were not exposed to the truth, or so I'm gonna have to tell you. I'm gonna tell you something new to you, and you can go and read about it. Okay, the Jews in the Arab world were not treated at all like the Jews of Europe. As a matter of fact, just to give you an example,
Except for the Hebron massacre and the Farhud.
Okay, I'm sorry, Amir.
Because
What is this guy? What is that?
Matali, you gotta calm down. Let the conversation happen by him. Let him speak, and then you can come up with it.
It's dishonest rhetoric that I've heard 1,000 times.
Hebron massacre. I have educated you on this. It happened on both sides. It was thanks to your rabbi. Your rabbi was spreading propaganda.
Sure.
Go on.
Yeah. Okay.
The Farhud, Amir?
I'll give you the name of the rabbi. Just give it. I'll give you the name of the rabbi.
Every once in a while,
He doesn't know how to shut his mouth. I mean, what is
in
this?
the Ottoman Empire that would make things bad.
That's
Let him finish.
he thinks he's in Palestine, that he has the privilege.
Let him finish, and then you can respond. Just mute up. Thank you.
Do you know how you are being restricted in this room, right? You know that you can't freely go and steal someone's voice or land or anything like this. You know that, right?
That's such a silly thing to say to someone online in a room like this.
Okay. No, I mean what I
Absurd thing to say.
I mean what I said.
Such a low, dumb thing to say.
Okay. You are a dumb ass. Okay, and not. Let me just contain myself and just finish. Okay. So the Jews of the Arab world were never persecuted in the same manner that happened to them in Europe. As a matter of fact, instance of Baghdad, and this is predates 1929 of Hebron, and we will talk about Hebron when we get to it, and we will talk about the Farhud when we get to it. Okay, I am talking about hundreds of years before that. I'm talking about the Jews of Baghdad, the Jews of Damascus, the Jews of Alexandria, the Jews of Beirut, of Yemen. All of these communities, Jewish communities, were part and parcel of their localities, of the people who lived there. They enjoyed a lavish bourgeois lifestyle. They lived like about 1/5 of Baghdad used to be constituted of Iraqi Jews. They were welcome. They didn't live in ghettos. They lived right in the heart of cities. This is a fact. Listen, stop it, just a second. So apparently you are not aware of that. You are just not
aware of that.
No, you're not aware of that. You're not aware. You weren't aware of that. I just taught you something new. Okay? You're aware of it.
I've spent many years on this app. I've had these conversations many times.
This is how you learn from this app?
Yes.
Your source of education is from this app, yeah?
Well, I've been on this app for on and off about 4 or 5 years, and yes, I've had a lot of different conversations.
This guy, I mean, maybe you spoke to him before?
I spoke to him, but he claimed to be anti-Zionist before he got his passbook transgender.
Yeah, he's a confused person, so.
Yeah, he he's very confused, and I want to help. I want to ask Benny Gay to find you another transgender, and maybe he or she can appreciate you, or whatever you are.
First of all, I don't think we should.
And then be pro-pally again.
I don't think you should call them a transgender. That's a very bigoted way to refer to them. And listen, I believe that trans women are women, and I'm attracted to women. So what point are you trying to prove? That I'm more progressive than you? Because if so, point proven, Amir.
You told us you were pro-pally before, and you
I wasn't very educated in it all, to be honest.
Yeah, but you found somebody on Tinder or something, and you found out that there was a transgender. You went with it. You did whatever you did, and then you got your ass whooped by that person. And that person apparently was a pro-pally or whatever. You told him that you were a Jew, and you got your ass whooped by the brother. I'm saying if you found another one that's pro-pally, but doesn't they don't whoop your ass, they do respect you as a Jew, would you change your position?
Well, that's a really odd question, but I don't think so, no, because my position went to where it was because I also did the birthright program and really saw the reality of the country. I went to Jerusalem and I saw Muslims and Jews holding hands, singing peace songs and dancing in the streets.
That's not true.
So you saw it's an isolated incident, right? You saw what, 50 Muslims? 20 Muslims?
I don't know. One picked a fig for me and gave me a fig. It was a really nice moment.
What?
There's a Muslim woman walking with her child on, I don't know if it was Shabbat or what, but she picked a fig for me off a tree and gave me this fig.
Okay, so she did it out of respect.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
But it has nothing to do. Look, from the Muslim perspective, you don't have a problem with the Jews. They did coexist prior to 1948. The problem came around when you had the Zionist scumbags coming around. They wanted to establish a state by ethnically cleansing Palestinians. That was the problem. Now, that problem, it needs to go away. People coexist all day long. But the state, down the road, it's going to have to dismantle. I mean, the state cannot